You alright everyone, welcome back to another video. This one's a very different video. If you like seeing things taken to bits, this is the video for you. I don't know if you remember, a while back we did some servicing on the car. There was two videos that we released, one being the air filter, pollen filter, oil filter, that sort of thing. And then in a separate video we did the diesel filter, replace the diesel filter. Well, we've still got the old diesel filter here. I haven't thrown it away because I wanted to make a separate video because I like to look inside these things to see what they're all about. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm basically going to chop it to pieces, see what's inside and all that jazz. We don't need it anymore, it's useless. As you can see, this one's a Bosch one, which is quite interesting because a lot of people don't reckon anything other than, I'll put the names on the screen, I can't remember, but basically the genuine Land Rover fuel filter. The reason why people don't recommend Bosch ones or other ones is because this bit fails and it stays open and it doesn't close, and then the fuel gets warmer and warmer and warmer. There's no way of stopping it, and then eventually your Freelander goes into restricted performance or limp mode, and that's one of the main reasons. But it only generally happens on longer runs when the fuel gets time to heat up too much. Like if you're on a shorter run, the fuel won't get too warm, you won't notice it. So if you do a lot of shorter runs, you won't notice straight off the bat because the fuel don't get hot enough. It's only when the fuel gets too hot that, yeah, you really get the issues. But anyway, onto this video. I've waffled enough on the intro. I'm going to start by cutting this bottom section. I have watched someone else do this before and they took off this top section first, but I'm going to slice this bottom bit off. On the bottom here you can see a blank collector. I believe the Range Rovers, they have the same filter. I don't know if it's the Range Rovers, but anyway, that is a connector for like a water detector. So if there's any water in the bottom of here, it detects it, cuts off the engine so you don't get any issues. But obviously with pattern parts, that's all blanked off. But anyway, I'm going to chop this bottom bit off, see what we have inside. Right, here we are. Cut the bottom of it off, and inside on the plate you can see that little nugger, that's just totally blanked off. So that obviously does nothing. And then you've obviously got whatever, I'm guessing in here, if you can see it rattling around, little pipe, I'm assuming leads, leads from this doofer, technical term that is, trademark, copyright and all that jazz, leads from this doofer that unscrews. I know a lot of people say that they unscrew this doofer and then tip fuel in to there to fill the diesel filter up. I read on the Thrill 2 forum that people don't recommend that because you're filling both sides up with unfiltered fuel, and with the injectors being so small you don't want any debris finding its way into the injector. We've got this pipe, I'm assuming that connects to that bit somewhere, and that's to drain water out or drain fuel out, not really sure. I'm sure you guys will let me know. And then we've obviously got the blanked off connector. Like I say, I'm pretty sure that's just a water detector. Some people say that it is the fuel temperature sensor, but I'm pretty sure that's a water sensor because water should sink and the diesel will always be at the top. Would I be right in saying that? I'm sure you guys would correct me. I'm not really that clued up on this sort of stuff. I'm just wanting to break this down because I enjoy taking things to pieces, but I'm not very good at putting things back together again. But yeah, inside, just a big empty hollow, hopefully you can see there, and it looks, from what I can see so far, from pretty much what is a regular oil filter almost in this canister. So my next job is to get this out if I can, hopefully, because I'm intrigued to see what condition this is in, because this had been on the car for about 1.5 years and I don't know if it was changed before then, so it'll be interesting what state this is in because they are meant to be changed every year. Right, with much fighting you can see that we've got it apart. We'll take a look at the filter first, and this, I'll bring it as close as I can to the lens. I don't want it to blur. I know with GoPros if you bring stuff too close to the lens it just gets all blurry, but I think some of this is from where I opened it up, but it's black and filthy and just, yeah, I'm trying to look at the same time as you guys are, but yeah, not a pretty sight. Bits of junk in there. It's not all from where I've taken it apart. I don't know if some of this is I know you can get bugs in that form in diesel. I don't know, some of it's that, but yeah, there's all types of junk in there. So if anything, this is a learning lesson to change your diesel filter regularly, yearly in fact, because yeah, this one ain't looking pretty, and I think it's been in the car for a while, so it'll be interesting when we change our diesel filter next year how that one looks, because after 12 months I'm hoping it won't look anywhere near as bad as this. Onto this bit, I'm probably more fascinated out of all of this is this top bit, and this bit in particular. I managed to prise this little metal cagey bit off of it, and putting that aside, while it's inside I thought, oh, that's surprisingly bland for what I thought I was going to see. I'm not quite sure what I was going to see, but yeah, I don't know if you can see in there very well. I'm out in the daylight because I thought the light might be a bit better, and plus it's one of the last nice days out here. From what I can work out, if you can just see it, just on this side there's a little rectangle section. I'm trying to get the light to be in the right place for you. Fuel comes in there through the filter, then gets sucked up into that middle hole. There you go, that middle hole there, which is where the filter, that noggin, is plugged in. And then I'm going to assume there's a little hole in that round bit somewhere, so it goes in there, I believe, down, yeah, in, down, through the filter, back up, and then through this section, and then towards the high pressure fuel pump on the engine, and then that works obviously into the combustion chamber and makes go-go juice. Part of the clever piece with these filters, and something you've got to real keep an eye on, and by this point a lot of people are already turned off so they'll never hear this part, but yeah, the return line, because this sits basically on top like that, and I was actually expecting there to be a mechanical piece inside here. I thought it was going to be inside the filter, but to my surprise, when I took off this section, I think, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little tiny, you can see the crosshead, but if I shake it, I don't know if you can hear that kind of tapping sound. I believe that's what regulates where the fuel goes. So when it's cold, it will allow fuel to basically come out of here. So if I place that on there, fuel will come back from the high pressure bleed off, I think there's a bleed off line, the high pressure fuel pump, come back into there. That valve, when it detects cold fuel, will then open to allow fuel to drip into the fuel filter, and therefore warming up the fuel to stop it waxing. And I'm assuming it will combust better if it's warmer. I don't know if that bit's true, but I know it's definitely to avoid the fuel waxing, because these Freelanders they've been apparently tested to like plus 50 degrees or something, and then down to about minus 40. So these little bits and pieces all contribute to it working right in colder climates. I mean, in the UK, I don't think we'll ever see cold enough weather to really need that per se, but it's always going to help. When the fuel is warm, this then closes up, so then the fuel just goes straight along there and then links back to the fuel tank. Therefore it also warms the fuel up in the fuel tank, so then when the fuel cools down again, it'll open back up again, so a bit more fuel can drop in, and then it'll close back up, and then the fuel can go back to the fuel tank, and so on and so forth. And I believe this could be the part on other fuel filters. I mean, I thought this was going to be one of them, because people just recommend, I think it's Perflex and the genuine Land Rover one, which ultimately is, I believe, a Perflex one. We've got a Brit part one in our car, and we've done a long journey and it was all fine. I don't know what fuel filters it's down to. There are certain fuel filters out there that are bad, and people post up about they've got reduced performance and they don't know why, and it's when the car warms up, blah blah blah. This little valve stays stuck open, so it constantly warming up fuel over and over and over and over and over again. This gets hotter and hotter, and then the engine, well, the ECU or ECM or whatever it is on the car, that then realizes the temperature of the fuel, that it's too warm, and then it starts reducing. The torque of the engine goes into a special map, limp home map, and then that way you start getting more and more problems because the fuel just keeps getting higher. You get less performance, you go slower until, yeah, you want to pull over at that point and stop. So here you have it. Hopefully you found this video of some interest. If, like me, you're a little bit geeky and into some more of the technical things, feel free to leave comments below on any bits that I've got wrong, or yeah, fill in the blanks basically. I'm not going to turn around and say my mechanical knowledge is brilliant or anything like that, because it's not. It's really not. But yeah, I'm learning, and I like to learn about the intricacies of the Freelander and engines and stuff like that. But yeah, there we have it. That's your diesel fuel filter if you run a diesel Freelander 2. If you're on a petrol one, be interesting if anyone out there can break down a petrol fuel filter to see how much it differs. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. There'll be the video to the diesel filter change that we done at the end of this video. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Cheers everyone.